Okay, I think we're recording for the first time with the gimbal. I should introduce myself. I'm Jen. I have had a channel that I haven't published for probably a year now, and I'm recording another video that may not make it anywhere. And the purpose of the video really is just to empty my brain, and obviously to use this gimbal for the first time. I'm pretty impressed so far. I actually wrote myself some instructions on my rocket book, which I love, because I doubt myself so much, and you can erase all your stuff really neatly and reuse your paper. So I've got here 3 pages of gimbal instructions that I'm going to use so that I can actually record this and practice using this fancy equipment instead of doing it old style. So today, in typical fashion, I have procrastinated my morning away, and I'm trying really hard to push away the negative feelings that come with that, because I know better now. I know that those negative feelings are what are keeping me stuck and, what are causing self-sabotage and stopping me from moving forward. So I'm going to try and leave those negative thoughts where they are. It's not easy. If it was easy, none of us would have issues. And I believe that a lot of people who are good, ethical, kind people are dealing with a lot right now. I wanted to talk about what I've done this morning. It's actually 12:30, so it's no longer morning. And I am actually very pleased with the way I chose to spend my time this morning. I took my dog for a walk. I took my kids to school. I have put a load of laundry through. I have done a little bit of folding. I've done a little bit of cleaning, washed dishes, cleaned the cloths that I washed the dishes with, done a little bit of house maintenance in the bathroom, fixed the toilet lid, which I've been meaning to do for a while, cleaned the bathroom. None of these tasks I enjoy. All of these tasks I did today were either habit, so going for a walk with the dog is now a habit connected to something which I have to do, which is get my kids to school. And I am very pleased with the way that habit's come in. It's been fairly consistent over the last few weeks. So that's a good thing. What was really interesting is my choice between making this video, which I actually do enjoy doing, and why I ended up procrastinating and doing tasks that I didn't want to do at all. And I'm starting to come to the theory that it's a part of my self-sabotage. This is what I want to do, and my brain is kicking out thoughts that you're not good enough, it's going to be garbage, nobody wants to see it, it's a waste of time. And instead of doing that, I'm doing tasks which I think I should be doing to give myself some value, being a good housewife, being a good mom, in that you need a clean house to be happy, which I don't believe at all. My mind is a complex place, but I don't think I'm the only one with that level of complexity. And I do think that having people put this information through videos online is really validating. It really helps to feel like there's a community out there who understands you, that you are not different in a bad way, that this is completely normal, and it's not healthy to hold negative associations with these kinds of behaviors. I really hope this makes sense when I play it back. And here I am procrastinating again, I guess, not doing what I wanted to do, which was one of the tasks I wanted to do this morning. I wanted to move forward with the new career path that I have thought through, which is using my years of education and many years of scientific experience to help other people in a more direct, one-on-one way. I am a biomedical scientist. That's my degree that I did, and it is actually one of the many, many names for a laboratory scientist. There are many different roles in laboratory science, and all over the world they have different titles. The one I prefer is biomedical scientist because I am a scientist through and through. Everything in my brain is thought through in terms of science and scientific facts and published data, to make sense of not only what goes in my head, but to make sense of the world around me. So I've practiced as a biomedical scientist in the UK. When I first started, the profession was called MLSO, Med Lab Squirrel, Med Lab Scientific Officer. And it moved over while I was practicing there to BMS, which is a horrible acronym because it reminds me of bowel movements, but that's okay. It's actually biomedical scientist. And then when I moved to Canada and moved all my professional credentials over, the title in Canada is Med Lab Technologist, which I'm not loving because it takes many, many years of education and dedication to a profession and ongoing professional development, and like lumps it into technologist, medical laboratory technologist, which sounds like you just sit in a lab and push buttons, which is actually a description that I've heard from medical professionals, which is one of the reasons for my moral injury, which is the reason I'm sitting here and not working in a hospital where I feel that I belong and I feel that my identity sits. Another reason for the struggles that I'm having right now. I have been off work for more than a year now and a little disappointed with the progression of the depression that came from my thought processes and the way I framed what happened to me in my profession. But one thing that I have been doing for the last 5 or 6 months is helping a very few people who I've come across in my life that I've been able to help through the healthcare system that we're part of, and help explain what is going on with them using actual scientific data and factual information that's been got through scientific articles that have been peer-reviewed and published medical information. Help them to figure out if they need to access more healthcare services, if they need to review the information that has been gained from them by different medical providers. And the thing that I guess correlates mostly to the education and experience I've got is reviewing their laboratory results, their labs, which professionals like myself kind of dislike that term because it really does lump in a lot of knowledge and a lot of very cool science into one tiny little word. So I have really been enjoying doing that. I have felt that I have made more of a difference to people helping them directly just to understand their medical information than I have felt for a very long time working in the traditional system. I recently lost a friend that I was helping, and obviously that's been difficult. I haven't lost a friend before in that way, that they've passed on. I haven't got a huge family, so I haven't really been connected with that many people who've passed on, and it's just something really, it is interesting. It's an interesting experience to go through, particularly related to the new career path that I'm looking at, because these things do happen when people are very sick, and I actually prefer to help people who have a lot of complex medical history and a lot of comorbidities to see if we can tease out all the information that they have from how they're feeling, and all the information they have from physicians and specialists that they've seen, and or hospital, clinic, and other medical visits that they've been to, bringing it all together and seeing if we can build a picture that they can understand and be more than aware of what's going on with their body, so that we can move forward together, the two of us in our relationship, and helping the family around them by asking questions and trying to frame the experiences in a way that they can feel less pain, less being on the outs, and not being a part of what's going on. So yesterday I spent a good hour with a new client who's not actually a client, but it's somebody who came into my life through social media, which is not the best way in my humble opinion, but I do believe it was meant to be, that that person came forward and was looking for help, and I simply offered them a chance to connect one-on-one and see if I could help them to feel better and explain things to them, and we actually built a pretty good connection. And I was going through their medical information and trying to structure it in such a way that we can look to see trends that have been happening and actually follow up on medical information that's in their chart to see what next steps we can take to move towards being healthy. While I was doing that, I was quite happy with the process that I'm using, the system that I'm using to kind of plot this information so that it actually makes more sense for me and for other healthcare providers that the patient may go to see, and most importantly for the patient themselves. So I'm actually gonna see if I can do that and this at the same time, because I'm really pretty much out of time. I don't want to spend too much of my day doing this, because the moral injury and the pain and depression and all those negative thoughts seem to come through quickly when I'm doing this. I am able to process them. I don't feel that this is causing more harm to myself, and I know that that's something friends and family are concerned about, that I'm kind of putting myself in a situation where I'm kind of experiencing the same negative thoughts and feelings that the healthcare system is failing the patient. But as I said in this video earlier, I truly believe that this is more meaningful and really necessary for people to be able to navigate the healthcare system and to have someone to help them understand the diagnostic information that they've been accessing through physicians and healthcare providers, and help them to use that information themselves, to understand that information themselves. It really does give me a lot of pleasure. So here I go. I got my little book of how to use this fancy gimbal. I have my information that I've extracted from the different databases, and lost the word for it. I lose the word whenever I look at the screen. This is quite a problem, isn't it? I think longer term I'm going to have to use some transcripts so that I can look at the camera and read, because when I look at the camera and see myself, whole swamp of negative thoughts, and I lose the ability to keep talking. So here I am, I'm going to pull out all my books, and I am going to look for the... Yes, I put it all in one place because I'm pretty clever for the most part. I just don't have a lot of trust in myself. So I am accessing my chart, which is a US-based healthcare database where you can see test results, clinic visits, hospital visits, if the hospital or clinic that you are part of is participating with this software. And unfortunately, the organization that I still officially work for does not use this software, which is a little discouraging, because I strongly feel that every single person should have access to their health records. It is something I believe that Health Canada is looking into, Ontario Health is looking into. I have a friend who works with them, and she shared that this is one of the projects that they are interested in, having everybody, providing everybody the ability to look into their health records, which is fabulous, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm just going to log in. Okay. Well, that's fabulous. That didn't work. Okay. And my husband is home. So I am actually going to call it here because my time literally has run out. Hopefully next time we'll get a little bit further. If we don't, that's okay, because Jenny, you are enough, even right now.